Hey guys, Sarumaru with the Henshin Engine here. We're going to go ahead and show you a little update video here of what's been going on with Henshin Engine. A lot of people are asking, hey, what's going on with the game? What's happening? Well, a bunch of things that we're adding to the game. We've kind of wanted to keep it a surprise because we didn't want to really show a whole lot before the game actually came out. But we're going to go ahead and talk about some of the power-ups that Yuki's going to get in the game, some of the things that we added that we didn't initially plan for in the game. I figure I'll just go ahead and give it a go here. I'm going to do this all in one shot, so pardon me if I stutter a lot or if I'm umming or catching my breath, because I'm just going to do this all in one single shot here. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about is the addition of characters in this game that show up, cameos, as some of the characters that Yuki interacts with. Normally, in the original demo, you saw Yuki interacting with Master N. Master N is the guide for JEC, if you read the comic at all. He's kind of the support character in the game for Yuki, and he guides her along the way after her transformation. Well, one of the other characters that's going to be showing up in the game is, if you're reading the comic, his name is Nobuyuki Endo. Nobuyuki is another support character for Yuki. He is the programmer for the FX unit that Yuki transforms into, and he's actually going to appear in the game in a few instances that we'll go ahead and show you here in a bit. We're just going to skip past this whole story portion here. So before I get into the other characters here, I'm going to go ahead and show you the title screen now. We actually have some options. We have difficulties: easy, normal, hard, and insane. But a lot of people already think the normal mode is already hard enough, so I wonder what these people will think of in insane mode. But we also have this audition mode, which is the sound test of the game. You get to listen to all the tunes that are in the game, and a bunch of the tunes in the final game are already in the current build. So here we added, we see Nobuyuki. You probably already saw him earlier in the intro. And like I said, Nobuyuki is going to appear in the game because I feel that originally he wasn't going to be in the game, but I think he's an integral part of the story, to where if people are reading both concurrently, they're going to be like, hey, why the hell is Nobuyuki not in this game? So we decided to put him in whenever Yuki gets her new added power-ups, which is something that we decided to add, is more power-ups to make Yuki more versatile, as opposed to just her slashing, and then we gave her like a little jab, like a crouch jab, but now we gave her a charge shot, which, as you can see, helps her destroy large blocks, but can also be used as an attack. Counts for 3 damage versus the 1 damage that she does with her slash, so it's significantly more powerful. Yuki also gets an up slash, as you can see here. One of the big issues that people don't like about this stage here is the bees. They're like, oh man, those bees they're crazy. So the up slash actually makes it a lot easier, because as soon as they fly overhead, flap, you can just up slash them. You'll see that used a lot in this video. So it makes it so that the bees are not so crazy hard, because a lot of people, that's one of their biggest gripes, is like, why are these bees so hard? So now with this up slash, it should make it easier. Another thing is also, if you notice the platforms, a lot of people complained that the platforms were very jittery and very sporadic. So the programmer's gone ahead and he's made it so that the platforms move smoothly from side to side. So a lot of the changes that we've made to the gameplay really is a lot of feedback that we get from conventions. We do a lot of conventions, and we take Henshin Engine, and we have a clipboard, and we write down everything that people tell us that they'd like to see changed. And don't mind the long footage of this stage here. I'm actually showing part of the changes that you see in the stage. If you notice, the music changed here. That was a suggestion by the composer, Simon Johansson. He wanted to make a track for this cave portion. I was like, yeah, go for it, man. And he did, and it's amazing, and I love it. So I was trying to play it some more so we can hear the rest of this song. So here we see Yuki picks up another power-up item. Nobuyuki appears, and he's like, hey girl, we got, this new power-up. And it's a slide. So now Yuki can slide on top of her charge shot. She can also slide, which she'll need. A lot of these power-ups, like I said, are very divisive. You need them to proceed, to get forward. So you'll see this a lot in the game where Yuki will have to slide and things like that. A big thing is also the game will have branching paths now. Because she has power-ups, there'll be areas where she'll be able to slide down and do stuff. So another one of the characters that we added is the power-up character. His name is Shiro. And Shiro is a little, he's a glitched out meta orb. The meta orbs are the little gray enemies from the first stage. Well, he is one of those. You'll see him in the comic later and how he became glitched out. Nobuyuki first suggests to destroy it because he's glitched out and useless and they're not supposed to have any emotion. And Yuki takes, she kind of feels sorry for him and decides to paint him and call him Shiro. And you can see him in this print here. This is actually a bonus print that we're going to be throwing into the treasure box as an extra here with the Shiro bonus. But the Shiro power-up will appear throughout the game. You'll be able to pick them up in secret areas that you can get to by using charge shot or slide. He makes things significantly easier when he's assisting Yuki. As you can see here, they're fighting Jenny. Now, anyone who's played the demo knows how long it takes to defeat Jenny. But in the time that I've been talking, she's already gone. She's a goner because you're shooting twice as much with the Shiro power-up. And I just think Shiro is a cute extra thing. And I'm glad Rover, the programmer, was able to make him happen. Here's a bit of the Castle Vampire stage. Now, as you can see, she used her charge shot one time there. I probably should have used it a little more. That is the Castle Vampire stage is a Castlevania parody stage. The Oni Island stage prior is a Wonder Boy West Tone tribute. Now here we see Yuki use. She picks up another power up, and yeah, she's getting a lot of power ups. So she's becoming very versatile. This is the double jump, which is going to allow her to get to places that she once couldn't. Now, one of the issues with all the different power-ups that we decided to add, and this was after the fact, is that it made a lot of the game very easy, being that she could slide through enemies and she could pretty much just jump over everything. So one of the things that we've done is we've actually rewritten a lot of the stages. The game is a lot less linear than it was originally. We were originally just having the game go from left to right, 16 screens, per area, and most areas, the first stage is one area, the second stage was 2 areas, and I'm talking about the platforming stages, and then this area was also 2 areas. Now all the areas have doubled, so stage 00, which is the first stage, is now 2 areas wide of 16 screens each. The Oni Island stage is now 4 areas where it used to be 2, and this stage here is going to be 4 areas as well, as where it originally was planned to be 2 areas. Sorry, I have the hiccups all of a sudden. So here we see one of the other boss fights. This is actually the hardest boss fight so far. And I say so far because we're still working on the boss for the next stage, which is something called Badonk's Adventure, which is actually a parody of Bonk's Adventure, except for the protagonist of that faux game is a girl who attacks with her posterior, hence the name Badonk's Adventure. So here we see that this boss here, I actually cut it short. This is actually a long battle, and it's actually pretty darn hard. Even with Yuki's ability to slide under things and jump over it, he's still difficult, but I went ahead and just cut it short here for the sake of the video. So yeah, that was that boss there, and I'm not going to show a whole lot more other than this because I'd like to keep some of it a surprise for the future here. But yeah, a lot of new things are happening. The game is becoming a lot more versatile. as far as what Yuki can do. It's becoming a much more robust game than we had originally planned, which is great because everybody wants a game that's more fulfilling, funner gameplay, longer gameplay, and Henshin Engine, by the time that we get to release it, is going to be a much more robust game than originally planned. Now, here's the thing with what we're doing with Henshin Engine. A lot of these changes are going to require a little bit more time. So we're actually going to be pushing Henshin Engine from the first quarter of 2017 to summer 2017. So we're looking at around July for Henshin Engine, which is kind of a bummer because, you know, everybody was expecting it, you know, by March, April, around that time, and now we're going to actually push it up to July. But in order to make all these changes work, we're going to have to do it, and we only get one chance to do this, so we want to do it right. We want to make sure that the game is cool, you know, and I added a lot of things to the game that changed a bunch of the dynamics of it, and I'm glad that I have a programmer that's accommodating to it, to all my changes, because one of the things that he mentioned was it's going to take time to implement a lot of the changes that I want to change. But not only do I want Henshin Engine to be as close to the comic as possible, I also want it to be a good game. You know, I want it to be fun. I want it to be exciting. I want it to be longer than it originally was. The game was going to be 8 stages still. Originally, it was going to be a lot shorter. So now we're looking at 8 stages, but the game is going to be twice as big because every area has been doubled. So essentially, we're delivering twice as much game. We just need a little bit more time to make that happen. And like I said, we're looking probably at this point, more than likely the end of July for this to get everything done, as long as we don't hit any hitches with the duplication process when we send the game to have it duplicated, to have it mastered. But one of the things that I do want to mention in this video is that even though we are pushing the game a little bit later than we had anticipated, we don't want to make it seem like we are just going to be late and not have anything to offer up for it. So one of the things that we want to give the Kickstarter backers who back the PC Engine game, because they're the people who are essentially going to be affected by it, are the PC Engine and the PC port people. So anybody who bought into the PC Engine version and the physical port of the PC version of Henshin Engine will be receiving this Yuki JEC badge. And basically it's going to be this ID card with slip and lanyard, like, you know, Yuki's badge to, you know, get into the JEC building and whatnot. And we thought it'd be a cool little extra thing to throw in there for those people, for your wait, for the patience, for putting up with us just, you know, a couple more months so that we can deliver a product that's good. Another thing is that we're also going to be throwing in some extra buttons. Originally, the button set that we had thrown in was going to be a 4-button set. We're going to add 2 more buttons. So basically, you're going to have a Yuki button, a Jenny button, Nobuyuki, Master N, Shiro, and the Yellow Bee Academy insignia, the logo for the Yellow Bee Academy, which is basically a parody of the Hudson Bee. And I think you guys will really enjoy what's to come for Henshin Engine. And it's not actually the end of what Yuki can do as far as things in the game. She will be able to do a couple more things. I don't want to just give them all away just yet. I want you guys to see as we do it. Once we release the game, you'll be like, oh, she can do this now. She can swim. Well, she can swim. That's one of the other things that's going to happen. There's going to be water level. She can swim, and a couple other things that are going to be stage specific power-ups as well, which are going to be really fun. I've already gone on long enough with this video as it is, but I would like to hear what you guys think about some of the changes that you've seen in this video. Is this something that you're excited for? If you have any comments on any of the extra items that we're going to be throwing in there. Like I said, those extra items are only going to be going to the PC Engine people and the people who backed the PC version as well, the physical version of the PC version, since those are the people who are going to be most affected by this short delay. But like I said, go ahead and let me know in the comments, and this is it for this video. You'll be hearing from us very soon. Take it easy, guys.